What's up, world? This is WeNeeda5th. This your man Mo. Got my man Hill in the building.
Spring is here.
Got my man P in the building. Fellas, hey, welcome. Got a call-in guest, it seems. No, but fellas, seriously, NFL draft started last night. A lot of stuff went according to what people thought they were going to go. Cam Ward, number 1 draft pick. Travis Hunter was the number 2 draft pick. And Abdul.
1 second, let me turn this off. Gotcha. All right, we good.
And Abdul Carter was the 3rd pick. Big surprise was the Jacksonville Jaguars traded from 5th position to get up to that 2nd position to take Travis Hunter. What do you think about that? Jacksonville making that move to get Travis Hunter. Me and P were talking off air, and I was asking him, hey, is this a sign of Jacksonville turning the corner, starting to make some good decisions as far as a football organization, and maybe, hey, Travis and Trevor can do some things?
I think trading up for that, they felt that he was overall the best player in this draft. And they didn't want to pass it up when you do something like that. I'm hoping so.
Now, what do you think about the Browns passing up on him?
Cleveland. I mean, I don't know what Cleveland's plan was. Who did they pick? O-line, right?
No, defensive tackle.
From Michigan.
Michigan, yeah.
Oh, good.
With the 5th pick. And plus they picked up extra first-round pick for next year.
Did they pick twice in the first round? They didn't get an offensive lineman?
Possibly. I would think if they moved back, they probably got a...
Yeah.
No, whatchamacallit? I think they got the 5th... Because they had I think they got the 5th. They did the pick swap, but they got a 2026 first, their 2nd and 4th round picks for Jacksonville for this year, and I think for next year as well.
I mean, they're the Cleveland Browns. They're not good.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Anybody surprised that Shedeur didn't go in the first round?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Surprised he didn't go in the top 5.
Yeah.
Or top 10. I'll say top 10. I thought the Saints was like his. I think the Saints had half the ninth pick. I thought that was like as far as he was going to go. Okay, if not then the Steelers late in the first round.
For even that, I thought, all right, you couldn't give up the chance to get Abdul Carter, but he came back to the Giants,
and they got Jackson Dart,
and they went with Dart.
It's either Eli Manning or it's going to be Danny Dimes 2.0.
It's going to be Eli
2.0 or either one of those.
Well, they tell me possibly Danny Dimes or Josh. And for that, you can't really pass up if that's how you got him scouted.
I could see possibly a Bo Nix, just because I wasn't that high on Bo Nix coming out, and he had an excellent rookie season. So I think he could be a Bo Nix type.
Sit back and watch.
Yeah,
you're watching.
And what I mean by is either Eli or Danny Dimes, it's either going to be a successful Eli 2.0 or it's going to be a bust like Danny Dimes. Like, hey, at this point, you know what I mean? Because you've taken the shot just like with both of those quarterbacks when you drafted them and stuff like that. Hey, I think with both of those quarterbacks, you traded up to get them, So it's like, hey, I hope that he lives up to their scout.
It was interesting to watch because it was all in real time. Because Shiloh's recording, so he was going live and he was like, "Man, they do this to you. Where am I going?" So Shiloh, that lividity was good because one. It's definitely not the end of the world. You've been crushing NIL money. You're going to get picked up. Let this be the fuel that drives you, and now expectations aren't on you as such, so you can just go in and kill. It's a blessing in disguise later for him, and teams that I have that much faith in them, that teams are going to pay for this. But at the same time, you know what it feels like to be drafted in the first round when you deserve it. To me, and I felt like he did, and I was just a little confused why. But when you looked at the teams when you go in the ticker, it was only a few though. Like what are we talking about, 6? Because once you saw like 9 of them, I'm like, nah, the Chargers have a quarterback. It was like the Bengals, no.
Right.
I kept going. I'm like, damn, the people got quarterbacks.
Yeah, like I feel he could have been picked at 9.
Right.
He would have had to wait till like 20 something.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I at the very worst, I had him as the second best quarterback in this draft, and possibly bad. To me, him and Cam was like a coin toss. So yeah, I'm definitely, to answer your question, the beginning of the segment, I'm definitely surprised he was in the first round.
Yeah.
What part do you think his pops plays in his slide?
I don't think,
or if any part.
I don't think we'll really ever know. We could assume, you know what I mean? We could assume, and we probably would be right, but no one's going to say I didn't pick him because Deion's his father. No one's going to say that.
Hey, hit us up on social media. Let us know what you guys think. What surprised you about the NFL draft so far? Were you surprised about Shedeur sliding out of the first round? Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification so you know when the next video is coming out. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. And you can hit us up directly at WeNeeda5th@gmail.com. And NBA. Yes, sir. The playoffs are here, fellas. The real playoffs, P. The real playoffs.
The only playoffs.
I think they've been exciting too.
With the playoffs?
Yeah. What's grabbing your attention, Hill? Talk.
All right. Y'all guys might not like the bloodbath, and that might be the worst series that's in this Memphis and OKC we're talking about.
Oh no, this is everything I thought. This is everything I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Game 3 made it better because they were able to come back from 28.
I just looked at this series. I was
barbecue.
It's playing out how I thought it was. I thought we was going to separate the real from the fake.
80 to 133 to 80. You saw that? You saw a 53-point drugging. The line was 14.
Okay, I didn't see the
50.
Yeah, I didn't see 50.
Professional players.
I didn't see 50. But I'm not a big believer in Memphis. This is something.
I knew they would get swept. They don't seem like they should be in the league, not in their league, in the league. Losing by 50 as a professional team is embarrassing.
It's weird because I think Triple Drake's actually grown on me. I think he's a good player. I've always liked Bane. Ja is what he is, and I'm a Zach Edey fan. But I just, as a team, when I watched them play, there's no energy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I feel they have talent, but I just.
Now, how much do we attribute that to, the major shakeup? Hey, they just fired the head coach maybe, 3-4 weeks ago?
That could be a factor.
If that?
But I even seen, like, Ja go in the lane, it's like flip it up. I almost feel like they don't even want to be there.
You know what I think too?
But maybe that's part of it. Like, hey, whatever led to them firing the head coach speaks to him either losing the locker room or losing the players or a combination of the two. And maybe that's, what we're seeing play itself out.
But then that's on them. You know what I mean? It's on the organization, but it's like you said, they're professional basketball players. So if you quit, you quit. I don't care why you quit. You're a quitter.
I think they lost some of their identity, believe it or not. And it might be nothing. Getting rid of Brooks. Yeah. I think when they got rid of Brooks, the Memphis Grizzlies lost their identity. And they never recovered back from them. Have him as a player? That's cool. I think he's perfect for them and who they are.
Yeah.
And
who they want to be.
Right, or who they want to be. I mean, they play into that. And I give him credit for that.
And to your point, now, especially watching them during the playoffs, you see that indecision. Like, they want to be that tough grit and grind team that they were with Dylan Brooks.
But you can't punch.
Yeah.
Like you're a bully.
Yeah,
and also with Ja dealing with the league, with the gun issue and stuff like that, and the celebrations, like, you're not focused on the right things. You know what I mean? And it's like, they want to be that tough grit and grind team, but yeah.
it is one of the reasons I love the playoffs. I just looked at it like SJ's taking his spot. Either get 8 and pause. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's when I say when the series was starting, I was just like, for all the, Ja Morant's, the next this, next that, SJ's better than him. And I feel like he hasn't even played well, which is scary.
Yeah.
He hasn't even played well this year.
What's, besides that, what else is grabbing your attention about these playoffs? What's standing out to you guys?
You guys always talked about it, I guess, when we were younger, that the playoffs are a little bit more physical and they're allowing more things. I'm looking at the Knicks Detroit game, and it's chippy, and they're letting them play for the most part. And I like it. And I've never been this person. I'm like, yo, have it tight. I like to see offense flourish. I prefer a tighter game called in the playoffs. And they're not doing that. And it seems to be better basketball. Yeah,
because I feel I'm with you. We know each other, so but I'm with all the offense and all of that. But I feel like it's more rewarding when you see the offense because you know what they had to go through to get that bucket. You know what I mean? So it's like when Karl Towns dips that shoulder, goes in, gets the bucket. It's not even an and one. He gets bumped. He just makes the get back on defense. It's not even an and one. It's like, all right, that to me that shows how a prolific offensive player he is because he did it with the physicality. When you just go up and jack up threes all the whole game, it's kind of like, okay, you scored 20, 25. It was like no resistance. The final score was 145 to 130. Everybody got buckets.
Now, you think we're seeing the same type of physicality in the Houston Golden State series as well? Or is it just...
I think it's across the league. I don't know if Adam Silver just said, like, "Yo, let him go." It's made for a better playoff. You know what I mean? Even the Clipper-Denver series, like, you know what I mean? You're seeing, I feel, the value of the two-way player being shot, specifically Kawhi, where he could pretty much control the game, because of his exploits on defense and offense.
Is Kawhi back? Is he back to being a player that could wreck a playoffs and could lead your team to a championship like he's done in the past?
For the games that he's played, yes.
And this series, Joker is the third best player in that game, and he's throwing up numbers. He's the third best player in that series.
Right? How you got it?
I got Kawhi, I got Harden, I got Joker.
Okay,
and that can't be. He's the best player on the planet.
P, where you at with that?
In this series?
Yeah.
I probably would go Joker second, Kawhi first, and then Harden. But you could make the argument. I know he's putting up triple doubles and everything, but he's losing, so who cares? So I'm we said this before the show started. Hold off on that best play in the world thing. Relax. He has the same amount of championships as Giannis and Tatum. Slow down.
He's the tallest player in the court too.
Yeah, slow down. Yeah, and shout out to my man Zubac. I like watching him play. I like how he plays. He has a motor. He plays defense. He rebounds. He's added to his offensive game. I just like him as a player. Like if I was in the league and it was like, hey, what do you think about bring Zubac in? I want to play with him. Pause. You know what I mean? Like,
moving right along. Golden State. They were starting off well, and then the Butler, major injury in Game 2. Looked like he's going to be out. Do we think Golden State can remain competitive without him?
Thanks for the lob, Mo. This is a shot at Hill. They got Kuminga, no problem. No problem. Yeah, you dig him too a little bit, Mo. You got Kuminga, no problem. No problem. It'll be okay.
They have generational talent. They have the greatest shooter to ever do it. If he's there, then they have a chance to do this. If they're telling me that it was questionable whose error it was, either his or LeBron's, You should be able to get past a young Houston team.
Yeah, but
No. I mean, I had Houston winning anyway with Jimmy Butler. So, hey.
And in all fairness, I had Golden State winning with Jimmy Butler.
They look like they were poised to win with him.
And I will agree with you guys. I think Houston is more talented. I just think they're young. I think, for me, I felt that they were going to go through the same growing pains that Detroit's going through with New York, in the sense that, hey, you're the more talented team, but you just don't know how to close these guys out. For whatever reason, that's what Detroit's going through. It's like, hey, they're the more talented team.
I wouldn't say that.
I think so.
Here's where I have a problem with, and I love Houston, but you have a summation of talent, but you don't know who to go to. Like, Jalen is trying to establish he's a go-to, and Sengun, I thought, was the person who Houston should be running their offense through.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the give or take. And if you don't know who your closer is, then you don't have one. Golden State, I know, has Steph Curry. And they have Jimmy Butler if you need to be.
But with Houston, like, because of their youth, I wonder who really wants it.
Well,
you know what I mean?
But you have veteran. You have Brooks. You have Van Fleet. Like, people who can be taking these last minute.
But to your point, like, with the talent that they're playing with, you don't want those guys. You
might want
Green or
I'd rather if I have a choice between Van Fleet and Green, I want the ball in Van Fleet's hand. Just because he may not necessarily that he's better, I just think he'll make the smarter play. And that's to your point, that's experience.
Yeah. Wow.
Get it done, Golden State.
Golden State.
Get it done.
I think I got to give Jimmy Butler some credit because I don't think they're that good. But with him, they look formidable. But yeah, without him, sheesh.
LeBron and Jimmy Butler gonna have to be studied later. And then it's not their greatness, God knows, but the fact that they turn the game into their game, they slow it down at each possession. Like, they're gonna get a good possession now. They're gonna get fouled and score. You go down, you got to come up with something. I think that was the issue with Golden State. If they're not blowing you out with KD, they're gonna be in a way to steal it late, and that's the way that Jimmy Butler and LeBron has always been at. You look at Jimmy Butler's runs to finals, they just minimize possessions, but each possession that they have, they're always getting something. It's frustrating. I root for Golden State, and I'm watching. I'm like, yo, it's just like the jump pass, the hard drive, the guy's leaving his feet. He does everything wrong to me. LeBron does everything wrong to me when I'm watching him offensively. But they're always finding their way.
Tell them how you really feel.
Jimmy Butler, he's 12 for 16 from the free throw line. LeBron James, he's 13 for 7. They slow the game down and they make every play. It means something.
Yeah, and I think people would just wholeheartedly agree with you on LeBron. It's like well known. But yeah, I think you gotta give Jimmy Butler some credit. The impact that he has on winning. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, we'll leave the stylistic part out of it and everything like that.
Please.
But the impact he has on actually winning games, you can't really deny it.
Man, listen, Jimmy is just a baller, straight up. We gotta come on, man. Come on, y'all. Come on,
I definitely disagree with that. And listen,
come on,
the jump shot definitely not like
he's just a baller, y'all. Come on, man. Y'all know a hooper when y'all see one.
Yeah,
come on,
he's
man.
not it.
He's it. Come on, man. Stop
he's
playing,
not
man. Y'all on one today, man. Come on, man. My man Butler can't get no respect.
No,
right
he
now.
is.
And y'all giving Bridges and campaign respect and what?
No, I don't give Bridges in campaign. No, Sengun to me is a good player. I do. Sengun has game.
What has he done, yo?
He has to win the series.
Butler's got the same type of numbers. Why isn't he a good player?
All due respect, Jimmy Butler's better player than Sengun, but I like Sengun's game. But Jimmy Butler translates into wins.
So he's a baller.
No, Jimmy Butler is a winner.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? He's a winner. He's not a baller by any means necessary. If you're watching him play.
What is he winning at, Hill?
But
Yo,
in basketball, the sport he plays. But I'm giving, like, I thought I was actually giving him credit. That later he needs to be studied because I have him as talentless. But, like, I'm saying, like, the man needs to be studied how he condenses a game to his favor. I'm trying to say he condensed the game to his favor because he doesn't have the talent to play the game outside like everyone else does. Wow. He's not talented as K. Wow. Not Calvin as Jalen Green. He doesn't have that talent. Like, he doesn't have a bag. Him and LeBron, they don't have a bag.
Like, yo, you're good,
Here's the compliment.
Yeah, but there's some respect for what he does. Some of this with you.
Yeah.
Some respect for what he does. How can
really?
Golden State, listen, I thought Golden State was expansionism outside, and he brought him back to relevancy. So,
well, in all of this disrespect, there's compliments, Mo.
No,
you have to dig through.
Let's just hope he comes back.
You have to dig through it, but some of this disrespect talk, these are actually compliments.
Oh, wow, tough crowd, yo.
He said he in fact winning.
Oh, big time.
Are we not talking about Cleveland enough?
We always don't. I mean,
as a title contender,
they always get overlooked.
No, I mean, we all watched them. We've watched them. They're just not an exciting team. They're good, but they're just not
better than last year too.
Yeah, they're just not an exciting team.
Okay. Let's switch gears a little bit. Last thing before we get out of here, WNBA had their draft. Paige Bueckers went first, as expected. Were there any rookies that, besides Paige, that you guys are interested in, or?
Yo, what you call him left, right? From USC, she left.
Oh, Kiki.
Word.
Unfortunately, this is almost like the NFL draft he was talking about. She went to Washington.
Home of your girl Deladon, who just retired.
But she retired, so yeah. I forgot they were in the league. Not seriously, I forgot they were there.
No, I forgot the young woman's name, but she went second. She's a French player. They're calling her the female Wemby. And you could look her up on YouTube and see some of the highlights. I'm really interested to see her.
How tall is she?
I think she's like 6'6", 6'7".
That's tall.
That's tall. She gets after it.
Really?
Like the highlight that I saw was her blocking someone, grabbing the block, taking it full court, and slamming it.
Oh. Genetics.
No, that was the crazy thing. She could dunk. Like,
yeah.
No, not like no, she could dunk.
Yeah, like she.
That I saw. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm really interested to see how she gets done. Really interested to see Paige in Dallas with and I always mess up this woman's name, Arika Bale. I think that's her name. But that backcourt is going to be dangerous because that sister is a bucket and Paige knows how to get a bucket. They're going to be dangerous. So I'm really interested to see that. Sparks look like they're going to be doing some stuff.
Plum?
Yeah. Plum. Brink coming back.
Do you keep your NIL money?
Yes.
I would think so.
I mean, does it?
It keeps it following.
It follows you. Like it can keep giving you.
I mean, the contract you.
It's over once to college.
Right? I would think once you graduate,
it's over.
Nah, because it's what you gonna call it? Because you gotta think, Caitlin Clark had State Farm when she was in college. She still got State Farm now. It's not because State Farm ain't contracting Iowa's Caitlin Clark. They're contracting Caitlin Clark, who plays for Iowa, and that contract can follow her into into the WNBA. There's nothing stopping that contract from. You know what I mean? It would be similar to her going into the transfer portal.
Name, image, likeness. It seems like by definition, probably should follow, right?
No, and that was part.
No, because I thought it was like the school giving you bread.
No,
but it's the school allowing you to make bread. Basically.
Yeah, exactly. And whatchamacallit, because that was one one of the gripes that was brought up.
Because I'm thinking, why do people say then don't leave?
It's still crooked. Because BYU gave homeboy that's coming in a bag.
Yeah,
BYU.
Daisamba.
Right. So that's not NIL. That's just the university paying you. The boosters,
NIL gives them the space to do that.
Right.
That under that guise, which we'll call it. But NIL could be Khalil, the basketball player, goes to Wendy's and decides to be a spokesperson. You know what I mean? That's between Khalil and Wendy's.
So they don't even care about the WNBA money anymore anyway.
So the advertising or whatever. So I guess the booster money does it.
Right.
The booster money, yeah.
There you go. So name, image, and likeness. So you can just keep going.
Yeah, because that was one of the counter arguments that was made when people were saying, hey, they should stay in college for the NIL money.
That's so.
And one of the WNBA players is like, yo, it ain't like that. NIL money stays in college. What we call it in the WNBA is sponsorship. Endorsements and whatnot. Y'all call it NIL in college, but it's endorsement and sponsorship. And guess what? That money still follows you because it's a contract, like I said, between the player and the entity, unless it's a booster that's coming out and saying, hey, I'm giving you this. I'm giving the money to BYU to promise you, Paul, that, hey, when you come to BYU, at least you'll have $500,000.
I think the issue is the men get paid way more by the boosters.
Oh, yeah.
If the women got paid the same amount, they wouldn't go to the WNBA. Like if Paige Bueckers got $7 million from UConn, I'm staying as long as I can.
But I think with the way NIL has been run and the way the money has been flowing, the boosters are on the bottom of the pyramid. As far as the amount of money that's like, hey, the Paige Bueckers of the world, the Juju Smith of the world, hey, they're getting their money from the State Farms, from those Nike endorsements and whatnot.
And that's what I'm saying, because the boosters are not paying them.
No, but
the money that the male counterparts are making.
But I think, it's a different thing in the sense that, like, the guy from BYU, State Farm's not knocking down his door to say, come represent us. So you need your boosters to step up and say, hey, listen, I got $500,000 right here for you. And because there's nobody else.
No, he has like a Red Bull.
Yeah, okay, so.
What I'm saying is he's going either way because I'm getting more money in the NBA. If Paige Bueckers, whoever plays for Notre Dame, if they got $7 million, they're not going pro. That's what I'm saying. They're not going because there's more. The boosters, you have to. What I'm saying in women's basketball, the boosters could pay you more than the league.
Right.
In men's basketball, the boosters can't pay you as much as the league can.
But then they have eligibility, so they got to go at one point,
right? Like what's the kid for Kansas, Hunter Dickinson? He was in no rush to go to the NBA.
Yeah, it was like 8 years, huh?
Because $7 million from Kansas. Second round pick in the NBA, hopefully. You know what I mean?
After doing 6 years.
Right.
4 at Michigan, 3 at Kansas.
Right. Wily veteran.
Yeah, I just wondered that. All right.
So what's on the radar, fellas?
For Wiley. Went to LSU. Out the portal.
I'm not feeling that, yo.
That's another whole nother conversation.
I'm not feeling that,
yo. God bless her, let her do whatever is best for her. But aren't you running from smoke though, aren't you? Like, so you wasn't good enough to hold your spot in South Carolina, so you out?
Bro, I thought she should have started. It went with Pow. She went to 2 years of being on the bench, coming as microwave.
I trust Dawn Staley.
Trust Dawn? See, I thought Fulali should have started.
No, Fulali, if that's it may work out for her.
Yeah.
She may, whatever, but I just feel like sometimes when especially now this transfer portal, I think I don't say dudes, but basketball players are running from smoke. You know what I mean? If you get beat out for your position, get better.
I think she probably feel like it's politics. She shouldn't have been beat out. I think she feels she's better.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go and I'm going to prove it, and I hope to see her. And then she said all the right things, but the competitive nature of her is saying, like, I'm not playing behind Pow. I'm just not. So now she's going to LSU, and I will see.
No, it's interesting. And, like I said, I don't want to say she's wrongfully.
Yeah.
Do what's best for her.
I fully support it. And I love doing stealing, but I fully support the players in these situations saying, hey, like, and I guess I was watching the portal because Penny is losing, and then he has another chance to get Mikey again. And it was like.
And his guy left.
Yeah. So, like I said, he's losing some players, and then.
Yeah,
the portal's interesting.
Portal's interesting.
It really is.
I kind of look at people like they duck and smoke. When I see someone go to portal, that's the first thing that comes to mind. You duck and smoke.
I want to see because I'm in contrast with that. I'm like, yo, I was upset. I'm like, yo, why is she not getting burned? Yeah. Now, again, we'll see. Like I said, they both said the right things for her leaving. Doing the wish her the best.
I think for me, it's just y'all know I'm no fan of Mulkey.
You're not a fan. You put me on to her.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Kim Mulkey.
I'm thinking about the Fawali.
No. I'm not a fan of her at all, and I don't like the way she interacts with her players. You know what I mean? I'm just
Southern bred.
Yeah, I'm not.
That's what that is. I mean that. It took a while for Pat to lighten up, for people to like Pat. Pat was not the Pat some years.
But no, I respect Pat even during those because
I think you developed a way to develop. Pat was a little nasty.
I think Pat is almost like you had no choice but get used to it because I'm gonna be here anyway.
Yeah,
like it or not.
But I felt like at least with Pat, I never felt like she was against her players. I never felt that with Pat Summitt. She might have had disagreements and all that stuff and been hard on them, but I never felt that, she's against them as soon as they leave the building. Or she's just tolerating them because they're talented enough to be at Tennessee. I never got that feeling. I get that feeling from Kim Mulkey a lot. I get the feeling that, all right, you're talented enough for me to put up with all the other stuff that I don't like about you. But as soon as you get out the building, I'm going to let people know how much I really didn't like you. And I'm not cool with that from a coach.
She could be more less personality and maybe take things a little more personal. But I prorate the players in the time to right now. So I don't know. Like, I don't know how Pat would have been able to deal with the players being more important than the actual coach. And nothing went above Gino Auriemma, and nothing goes above Pat Summitt. And the fact that you have players that fit into their ways. If Paige was boisterous like I don't mean Angel Reese, like Gino would have a way to just say, nothing's above me. And I think with Kim, that's what it was. But they were two bulls that were clashing heads.
But no one though, I hear you with that, but I feel like with Kim Mulkey, it almost feels personal when she's in that. But that's feeling as opposed to actually knowing what it is. I can't quantify that. Yeah.
But for me, it's like if Pat was tough to watch. I love Pat. I love the Tennessee teams at the time. I began to love Pat Summitt later. I mean, like with Shamika, with all these, like it just seems like it was her, then Tennessee, then the talent. And I've always loved the talent, but you never overlook that. But if you look with everything that you have now with social media and the way these players are just microwaved into just quick success and quick personalities, I don't know if she wouldn't have the same type of feel of putting them into a way of, because I think what she's doing is just humbling these players to where she feels. And you might feel like, I don't like the way she's humbling them. I get it, but at the same time, I don't know if that wouldn't be the same way.
Like I said, I don't think I ever got the feeling from Pat or Gino or any other great coach that, you know what I mean, that we put up there that they were against their players.
Bob Knight.
And I'm not on the Bob Knight train, yo.
No, but that's a coach.
None
of us talk. I'm saying, but like Bob Knight, people say is a great coach.
and I wouldn't be among them. But
no, he definitely is. Dude had an undefeated season, bro, and won a chip.
Liking someone and being a great coach is two different things.
I'm not a fan of him whatsoever. He's a great coach. That's what I'm saying. But his antics and tactics, what he did, were tasteless, and it's way
and Kim Mulkey gives me the same feel.
There's no way.
Gives me the same feeling.
There's no. I never seen Kim Mulkey bring a whip.
I hear you.
Yeah, I
like his antics were just. To me, he's probably the most tasteless coach I've ever seen. For him to be parallel to, then I don't know what to say, because Kim Mulkey is, to me, I don't like her, but I don't see her parallel to. I could not stand Bobby Knight for what he did. If you see it that way, then yeah, sure.
Because I mean, to your point, I think, hey, she was against her players just like Bob was. And I think she wants to have the domination just like Bob did. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm comparing it. And that's what, you know what I mean, as far as, hey, my dislike for both of them. You know what I mean?
I see her get in people's faces. I've seen coaches get in faces. I don't see her, a coach getting up yelling at him, shoving him back in the chair. Like he did. Yeah, this guy is nuts. Yeah. I don't see any comparison to this guy. But, again, it's how it's perceived. You might perceive it that way, then I can't deal with perception. You know what I mean? Like I get it.
And I think especially with Mulkey, the whole her and Brittany Griner issue, especially when Brittany was in jail, left a bad taste in my mouth and whatnot.
But that could be a personal thing with you. And you're not saying I'm saying that wrong, but that goes along with how you see a person's character. I mean, that goes along with a lot of people, how they made decisions with the way that culturally that they feel personally. These people are still human. That doesn't mean that outside of what they're doing on the thing, they could be like bad people outside. Well, I don't see that translating for me from the coaching which I saw with Bob Knight, and I hate to share it, like throwing chairs and them normalizing this stuff, throwing chairs in the middle of the basketball court, him saying certain things. Like if she would have said a lot of things which he was saying, gone. And they normalized this person's behavior back then. Listen, Van Liff left. It was a reason. She didn't get along. I'm not saying she's one of the best, but like you said, I didn't see Pat smile until late in her career. I mean, so we'll see. I just think it was just too much. Like she wasn't going to be as big as Angel in a clash, and she wanted to have it as her team. She wasn't getting that. It's a different age now, and I don't think she was able to adjust. But for a while, it was my thing that I'm.
What's on your radar?
I can't wait for that matchup if they have it.
What's on your radar, P?
Jeez, I feel like our radar select topics. CP3 playing 82 games. Usually, I'm with, that's what you're supposed to do. Sometimes I feel like it's almost like equivalent if the mother's saying, I take care of my kids. You're the mother. What else are you supposed to do? You're supposed to take care of your kids. But, again, I want to bring that four-letter word soft back. If a 40-year-old 6-foot point guard could play 82 games, if you're a 20-year-old in your 20s lottery draft pick, you can't do that. I'm kind of looking at you as soft.
How many 82 games did he do?
This might have been his first. But some dudes never do it.
Yeah, no, I get that. I think you got him and Mikal Bridges, I think, did it this year, right?
Any other time, I would have been like, big deal. Because this is what whoop-de-woo. This is what you're supposed to do. You signed the contract to play 82 games. Big deal. But so many people don't do it.
I was impressed how which we all knew, how he would help Wemby develop. This year is upsetting that he got hurt, but hats off to, CP.
Yeah. So it's just on my radar.
On my radar, Sinners. I want to go see that movie. Michael B. Jordan, Ryan Coogler, hearing a lot of good things about it. And also got to see the G20 movie. I'm not as bad on it as Hill is.
It's bad.
It's not that bad.
You like it?
It's all right. It's not going to win anybody's awards or whatnot, but it's a nice, hey, I got an hour and a half. Let me get some action in whatnot. You know, I'm not expecting it. It's not clear and present danger. You know what I mean? But you wasn't expecting that. They didn't advertise it as that. It's like, hey, it's more like White House falling. You know,
but not as good.
I think it's different because with both of those movies that we associated with, hey, the Secret Service agent is the lead action protagonist. Now you have the president as the lead action protagonist. So it's apples and oranges to me right now. You know what I mean? And I think I bought her as an action figure in this movie. I like the fact that, hey, with her husband, they didn't have him as some soft, intellectual that married a action woman. You know what I mean? They actually allowed him to be masculine and be part of the action as well. I like the fact that, hey, the kids were able to be a part of it, and you included Secret Service from African nation instead of, hey, maybe the traditional use with the other movies. It was the British that was helping us out. It was the major asset. So I like some of those things and whatnot. To your point, hey, it wasn't a great story and whatnot. Like, they're not trying to push your mental muscles or whatnot, but it's
watchable.
Escapism.
An hour and a half?
Yeah, hour and a half. I could do it.
I don't even know if it's better than Havoc.
See, I haven't watched Havoc.
Oh, okay.
I haven't watched Havoc, so I can't
get to that one. Get to Havoc. You might like it. Might be in the same realm, but I like Havoc more.
All right. So, Sinners and G20.
Yeah, I believe I'm gonna see Sinners.
I'm gonna see it this weekend because I'm hearing too much, so I want to before all the spoilers get to me. Yeah,
we might set a date to go see it, and then we could probably all get a chance to get a fair review. It's been a while. I think. Dust Till Dawn meets.
I think it's going to be better than that, because I think he's doing a lot of the stuff that he did with Black Panther as far as, hey, the character and asking certain race or historical questions and stuff like that. I think he's bringing that to this, and that's what people have been really talking about, and it's some of the music and stuff like that, and music history and how.
The writer or the producer?
The
producer.
Writer.
Writer and director.
Right?
Mm-hmm. And I'm happy to hear that, hey, he's going to get ownership rights back to this film in 25 years. He's included some of his Mississippi family history in the film, and that's part of his motivation to push for a deal that will allow him.
That's what they were saying. Like, why would he take the deal for 25 years?
Yeah, because a lot of people in Hollywood is like, hey, it's setting a bad precedent. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He's getting too much, plus ownership at the end. But I think this is an outlier. Ain't too many deals going to be made like this. And plus, the movie is making money. Right now, I think it just passed 100 million.
Yes, they broke it because 90 was the number they were looking at. So
yeah, I think it's like the highest grossing horror flick right now. So.
Someone came to the defense of the movie too. I forgot who it was.
Oh, Ben Stiller.
Yes.
Yeah, because of a Variety article.
Yeah.
They had a headline that said, hey, it's critically acclaimed, but it's only made $60 million and it cost $90 million to make. So its profitability is still up in the air. And it's like,
Once a Time in America was the same way, I think they said, and they didn't get the same type of writing up for it. So.
And it's like, when you look at the movies that have been released this year, it's had one of the biggest opening weekends outside of maybe what movie? It might be maybe Captain America. Not Captain America. Minecraft. You know what I mean? Maybe Minecraft had a bigger opening weekend than this movie. But
it still was like 46 million. This week or a couple of days? Yeah, no, they're doing really bad.
Yeah, so it's like,
but yeah, anything over 90, there was like, it's a plus. I'm glad to see it. And like I said, I'll be adding to that total.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah. All right. Hey, hit us up, social media. Let us know what you guys thinking. What movies are you guys looking at? Who are you looking for in the WNBA? Who you rooting for in the NBA playoffs? Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube video. Hit that notification button so you know when the next video is coming out. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to the podcast. And you can hit us up directly. WeNeeda5th.com.
Sign Shedeur and shot.
Hey.
Boy can hit.
And Jordan Clark.
Shiloh's a pro. I think he's a pro defensive back.
My boy can hit.
That's a fact.
His game is it looks like it's in him. Those type of hits. He might have a few fines.
Yeah, he doesn't care about his own body.
That's my guy, Shiloh. That's my boy.
Shiloh's a little.
To our fifths out there.
Peace.
Peace.